Hello again, Internet. Doing another Reddit request today. This one, the person that posted it, they called it cable clip, but there's actually three cable clips, as you can see. And one of the issues I've got here is that I have no dimensions whatsoever. Uh, Now I know it's 3D printed. I know most 3D printers have 0.4 millimeter nozzles, so I could go at this and say that's going to be about zero point 0.4, actually probably about zero point 0.5 because the way it kind of squishes down. But different slicer software, different settings, different nozzle diameters, that's just a guess really. So while I could measure this, see how many pixels it is, say that that many pixels is half a millimeter, and then measure this and do the math, it's still just a guess. So as long as I'm guessing, I might as well just guess from the start. So I'm going to start over here, and this is basically a slot. So let me draw on my Z-plane. This is a custom template, so normally this has some other name. I think it's like top plane or something. It's the first plane right below material, and if you draw on this one for 3D printing, it's a good idea to make this plane the bottom of your part. That way when you import it into your slicing software, you don't have to rotate it around or anything. It's already in the correct orientation. Um, so I made a slot, made it vertical. I'm going to say it's about 8 millimeters wide. And I'm just going to go there to there. I know there's another way to do it, but I prefer to have a construction line. I'm going to say it's about 20 millimeters long. 25. Looks about right. Alright, so what do I do with this? I'm going to extrude it, and I'm going to go up half of that, so 4. And then I'm going to take a fillet. I'm also going to make that 4. I'm just going to hit this face. So already like that, I've got my basic shape. Then I need some holes in the sides for the cables to come into. So I'm going to draw on this plane. And let's see, I'm going to have a circle. And then I'm going to kind of have an up bit. Make that coincident. And see, if I had to guess, it look like maybe 3 millimeters circle, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I think 3 is about right. And then maybe 1.5 up here. That's about sort of it. So I'm going to make that for construction. I'm going to trim that. And I'm going to grab this line and I'm going to say offset. And basically I want to have a little bit of meat below this, because if I just bring this circle too close, then when it prints it's going to end up being 2 pieces, or it's going to be really fragile. And my normal rule of thumb for 3D printing is that I want at very least 1.2 millimeters, ideally 2.4, and if I want it to not flex easily, at least 3.2. But I don't have a whole lot of room to work with here. I've got a total of 4 millimeters, so I can't have 3.2 millimeter spacing. So I'm going to go to my absolute minimum. And I'm going to do a for construction and a tangent. And I'm going to grab this plane and this point, make it coincident. Now, the problem is, if I go normal to this, I need to have more here, and this is going to be coincident with that. So let's see if I bring it down to 2.5, and then 1.5. That's a little bit better. If I had to have like a 3.5, then I'd have to change the dimensions around, or I could just draw in here, copy it, and extrude it out. but I'm trying to get it as close to the source as possible, and it doesn't look like they did that. So I've got this. I'm going to select my chain and do a linear sketch pattern going that way. Then I'm going to select it again, linear sketch pattern going that other way. I'm going to go from here to here, and I'm going to get that out of the way. Grab this and this midpoint for construction. So then I can drag in like that, and that's like right at the edge. So I'm going to go like that. Then I'll do extrude cut through all both. And I've got that. Kind of sort of looks like that. I'm going to skip this middle one because it's basically the same as this one. Just instead of having the center one, I don't have the center one basically. This one over here is, again, basically the same thing, except instead of starting with a slot, they just started with a circle. They did the same extrude up, they did the same fillet, they did the same cut through here. They just didn't have these two cuts. So this one is the same as this one is the same as this one, and this one is done. So that's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.